Hey everybody, welcome to Cowboy Leather Boot Repair. I'm Scott. It's Friday, end of the week. Hope everybody had a good one. We did. Today I want to talk about a little something I probably mentioned in a couple of my videos, but it doesn't hurt to repeat it sometimes. If you want to get into leathercraft, it's a fun hobby, but if you're into it and you're making progress and you want to take it to the next step, don't be afraid. Don't ever say never. Excuse me. Don't give up. Now, if you're wanting to get into this, like I've said in my previous videos, start out with the bare minimum in tools. You don't have to go out and buy a whole bunch of tools that you don't need right off the bat. As you progress in the craft, you can always upgrade. If you start off, you don't have to go buy the fancy, expensive leather like Wicked and Craig or Herman Oak or anything like that. I would suggest starting out with just if you can find a side of leather for $60 or something that's got a little bit of bruising or cuts and scrapes in it, and it fits what you want to make, then I would start out with that, because it's a lot easier to justify if you happen to make a mistake or whatever the case may be. You're not out a whole lot of money. Now, as you get better, get some Wicked and Craig, get tooling leather, get your better grade of leather. You can always, like I say, once you get better and you get used to using your swivel knives and you use your cutting and you can lay out your patterns without making a whole lot of mistakes, then, get some Wicked and Craig, get some fancier leather, and when you get better, go get more expensive stuff. But you always, like when we were born, we weren't born come out running and talking and everything else. We had to learn to walk. We had to learn to run. We had to learn the basics. So I would say learn the basics, and as you learn the basics, you can get better, spend more money, get fancier equipment. And if you're just starting out, I suggest learning and getting real good at hand stitching. That's the hard part. Getting your stitch lines straight, getting your stitches so they lay down right. I see a lot of stuff that, people try hand stitching and their stitch line looks like a snake's back, all wiggly jiggly. So, I'd say learn how to hand stitch. And then if you decide that, okay, you want to do a little bit of production work, getting yourself a mechanized sewing machine or stitcher, whatever the case may be. But I highly recommend learning how to hand stitch first. Sometimes it looks a lot neater, and then you can, if you advertise your stuff, if you're going to sell it, then you can advertise totally handmade. Yes, some people, if you say handmade and you use a sewing machine or stitching machine to stitch it up, somebody's going to go, well, it's not handmade. Well, you cut it out by hand. You did all the tooling by hand. yeah, one step you use mechanized. But don't let that, you know, get under your skin. And I see a lot of people that they make stuff, and if you ever follow some of these getting back to basics and leathercraft and some of these other, hang on a minute, this thing keeps bobbling around here. I'll shut it off so it stops moving. There we go. So anyways, yeah, my suggestion, if you want to figure out how much to charge for your stuff, just go around to flea markets, go around to craft fairs, look and see what the people there that are selling leather goods, what they're selling it for. And just look at it. If they got a bunch of belts laying there, look and see how their tooling looks. See how, to me, the tooling, to me, the edging and the finish work. If they got nice rounded edges and the edges of the belt are slicked and, decent, okay. But if you go in there and you look at some of these people and their belts the edges are sharp enough to cut yourself, and they're getting $65 for a belt, and you take the time to, bevel your edges and just, do the best you can, then you ought to be able to get $65. And, not only belts, but wallets, anything that they've got, look at. See what they've done. See if the stitching looks consistent all the way around. And see what they're charging. Look on eBay. Just look around and see what other people are charging. Now, I mean, if you can walk into Walmart and buy one of them belts that are, the leather's so thin you can read the newspaper through it, and they're getting $20, $25 for it, and you're making a belt that's leather all the way through, not spliced and sliced, then you ought to be able to get, $15, $20 for your belts. And your belts will last a whole lot longer. So, I'm just giving you some ideas. And again, this is a cool craft. And if you get good at it, you can make money. You're not going to get rich, but you'll make money. And who knows, what started out as a hobby for me has progressed up into a full-time business. I'm the boss. Like I tell people, I'm the boss. I'm head of research and development. I'm head of production, head of sales, and marketing. So, I wear many hats. Yeah, this one here is getting kind of cruddy looking, but it's comfortable. Don't give up. Like I said, don't let people tell you no. Always push forward. Get better at what you're doing. If you've got a passion to do this, follow that passion. Hey, 12 years ago, just a little background on me. Up until 12 years ago, I worked for other people. I've been a truck driver, heavy equipment operator, welder, security, worked in the cemetery, been in the military, and I've picked up a lot of different things. You could say I'm a jack of all trades. Leather was not in my vocabulary. I started out just as a hobby. I went to a Tandy. The manager there, I asked a lot of questions. I bought a basic set of tools. I think it was a swivel knife and 4 or 5 stamps or tooling stamps. And I think it was a double shoulder of veg tan leather. I come home. I looked at it. I set it aside for a while. And one day I just decided I was going to bust it open and start working. I made a holster for myself, and I made a purse for my wife. When my wife was working, she carried it, she used it, she was proud of it, and I think the first purse I ever made had a horse head tooled into it. People liked it. Next thing I know, I'm making more purses and making holsters. And I figured, okay, let's check out eBay. I checked out eBay, put 1 or 2 of my things that I'd made on it. They sold. I made more. They sold. And as they say, the rest is history. Here I am 12 years later, and it's a full-time business. I bought some equipment. I've sold equipment. I've got the equipment I want. I'm happy with it. And I'm making money. And to me, making money is, the name of the game. And this past summer, as far as shoe repair has been, I've been busy. I mean, I probably 15 to 20 pairs of shoes go through here a week, maybe more. And, the fact that I'm the only shoe repair shop left within 100 miles of where I am right now is a good thing for me. For people, for the customer, it's not, because they got to drive so far to get here. But I pride myself on when I bring them in. We'll say if they bring them in on a Monday, I've got them done Wednesday, Thursday, ready for them to pick them up on Friday. When somebody comes in and orders up a holster or a gun belt or something like that, I slide that in. It usually takes me 2 to 3 days. Now, if it's something a little bit more complicated, yeah, it takes me 2 or 3 weeks, depending on how busy I am with the shoe repair. I've got a pair of chaps that I got to make. I got to go get the leather. The woman is said she wants brown, and she calls it mousy brown. I call it dirt brown. But anyways, I just wanted to, I see people, I hear people talk, and, like I say, I follow some of these chat rooms or forums or whatever for leather crafting, and people ask legitimate, simple questions, and, I see a lot of times people say, hey, I want to do this, I want to get a stitching machine. Well, the first thing people, I don't know what their experience level is or whatever, they go, wow, I've got a Cobra Class 4, or I got a Juki, or go to Tandy and get this, or go to Weaver and get this machine. And the machines they're talking about, yes, they're great machines. But for somebody breaking into this business, whether you're going into it as a hobby or as a full-time business, unless you got awful deep pockets, you're looking at $3,000-$4,000 for a setup for one of them machines. And, somebody just starting out, not sure if they like it or not. If they don't like it, they got to sell that machine. Now they're gonna unfortunately take a loss. So I'm not trying to harp. I'm not trying to putting anything down. I came up using the bare minimum tools as things went on. I got better tools, I got better leather, I got better machinery, and like I say, I've got the machinery I need. I can fix it. Not a problem. I'm pretty much self-sufficient. If one of my stitchers goes down, I know how to fix it. My shoe machines go down, I know how to fix it. I know who's got the parts for it. So, I'm good. So I hope that, I know I get to ranting every once in a while, but I hope that helps, somebody out there not to make the big mistake of getting it over your head, buying that fancy leather, and you end up making the wrong cut, and now you've just taken a $300-400 piece of leather and turned it into nothing. So, my suggestion is start small, work from the bottom up, and things will be good. Life is good. Don't let it get you down. So, I'm going to back out of here. It's almost 1:30 here. So, I hope everybody has a good week and a safe weekend. And we'll see you on the next go-around. Cowboys out. Bye now.